So for those now, because we have to be all things to all men.
Yeah.
So for those who have not had the best upbringing or haven't had um, enough people surrounding them to
Yeah.
give them that self-worth, and they may be feeling a little bit low or like, girl, please, I'm
Mm.
not. I'll just take the beating in the face. I'll take the purple eye because I don't know who else would want me. Or I'm going to take this man or this woman cheating on me 1,000 times in my adulthood,
No.
knowing good and well
No.
that I'm out here with 18,000 letters after my name, and I'm damn well making more income than him.
Absolutely.
Um, like my word, like I know I'm so much better, but I've never experienced that. How do we help them?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Dee Dee from That's Just TMI. Welcome back. It's part 2 of Know Your Worth. I'm here with Tiffany Model girl. Tiffany Don. She got it going.
Got it going on. Let the people know, baby. Let them know. I'm starting out with the mic today.
It's the mic.
Yay.
Welcome to part 2. We're continuing our topic on knowing your worth. Let's talk about self-esteem, self-confidence, all of that. I'm done talking. Let's get into this video. You know, that is a tough situation. Um, I I think it starts in the mind and working on how to. You have to figure out why this person feels as though it's okay to be in this situation.
Because your feelings of yourself
Yeah.
versus your feelings of the person versus your feelings of the situation, none of them are working in harmony, in a 3-part harmony. I
Yes.
know music, right? They're all in disaccord.
Yes.
So, in order to have harmony somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
something's going to have to go.
Yeah.
Thank me later.
I mean, yes.
I'm just saying, like, it can't. Uh, so, for me, recently, it's like I had to really listen to what a big thing is listening and understanding the person's language and not assuming what they're saying. Understand what they're saying and listen to the person.
And let them show you what they're saying as well, because their actions.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Okay.
The words of this person
Mm-hmm.
did not meet the actions of this person,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the words and the actions seem like they were getting to a close match, but they never matched.
Oh, they're just
And I
parallel.
was thinking, because of the appearance of it getting close,
Mm-hmm.
that someday, but some of us are stuck here just almost, and
Ooh.
it never matches up. Oh my God.
Mm. That's a word.
Somebody, anybody, if you're out there, I need you to say amen.
Hallelujah. Amen. Preacher, preach. My God.
It's never going to match up, and it's like you're waiting and you're waiting and you're
Mm-hmm.
waiting and you're waiting for your words and the action to match up, and it never does. That in the middle there
Mm-hmm.
is your self-worth thing, sis. Bro,
Yeah.
get out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get out of here.
One of the songs for me.
I gotta get out.
No, for real. But
No,
I feel like because again, the mental state, or because you don't feel as though you deserve anything better than what you have right now.
or it's the best that you've had, and the best that you've had was trash because what you had before was even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Spell that.
Okay. Just put it across the screen for the people.
Honestly though, but yeah, it's so I've recently picked up the piece. I'm like, Tiffany, your parents did not grow the plant this way. What are you
Mm-hmm.
doing?
Mm.
What are you exactly doing? And it hurt. It hurt because I'm like, this person can like deny what they said, but
Mm.
their actions,
Sometimes can't.
actions,
No, 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 no.
sweet.
Okay.
We're here.
Cool. So, what advice would you give to that person? What would you tell them? Or
Get the hell out. Sorry. No, but you have to get to a place, and this is what I say with anything, like why I even started um working out, why
yeah.
I started learning some stuff. You have to be so uncomfortable in your situation
Mm.
before you change, because nobody is going to pull you out of
All you out of that. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You gotta listen. If you're
Yeah.
not uncomfortable, some people stay right here because they're just not uncomfortable enough.
Mhm.
They're fine. They're fine right here, even here. They're fine right there. But you'll never be satisfied if you're waiting to hear something or for something to change. You're never gonna be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like until you get so frustrated or so annoyed or so uncomfortable again in that situation
Yeah.
that is the catalyst for a change in your actions or giving boundaries or
Ooh.
setting uh if you don't do this, then apparent well, this is what's going to happen,
Yeah. Yeah. But
right?
so then,
And you know me, I'm Casper the friendly ghost. I'm a ghost, yeah.
not Casper.
Yeah, or I'll give you the Homer Simpson and I'm gonna fade into that bush, honey.
So I guess my next question is gonna be then, do you think these people that end up in these relationships, male and female, um, do you think their support system can or could have done better to
Yeah, but
I receive it. I
I
understand that fully because I feel like if I make up my mind about something and because I might be the type of person to be like, well, you don't know him like I know him, or you don't know her like I know her. So what are you talking about? Boop.
right.
I'm gonna do my own thing and then get in the bad situation. Okay, I'm not that type of person. I'm that person to be like, if you're in this situation and I've talked to you multiple times and you want to go back in it, I'm gonna leave you in there. And when you're in it again and you call me, trust to believe,
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that phone alone.
Yeah.
I done told you what to do.
This is how I think right here. And this is like primarily the colors that I love, right? I'm wearing color for you, but
Black
this
and
is
white.
it's a black and white situation. You're either did it or you're not did it.
Yeah, we're not
Okay?
on that. We're not about that gray scale. We're like, we're on the fence, on the
No,
river, on the back. No,
no.
no, no,
And
no.
I think what frustrates me each time I'm in a relationship is there is a blanket prepared before me and it's always a grayscale. And I don't want the grayscale.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm so uncomfortable now in the situation that I'm in that I'm like, yo, I'm done with the grayscale. I'm done with the
Yep.
fabricated. I call it false advertising.
Mm.
You're falsely advertising
I received.
because you're saying one thing. No, you're doing one thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is like amazing and what you think the person will need.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to what the person actually wants,
Mm-hmm.
where it did it? Can you help me find it?
Uh-oh.
Where?
Why
Oh,
can you help me find
I
it?
lost it.
No, but
I lost it.
I hear that. And I think that that's why it's so important to know your worth prior to getting into a relationship and
Yeah.
still know your worth within that relationship. So that,
Don't lose yourself.
exactly, so that when you see those red flags, you can be like, this is not what I signed up for. I'm going to
Girl,
take my leave. Goodbye.
it's like the Trinidadian type, like mostly Redas that you're seeing in the yeah. Because I'm like, when you sit down to really piece together what how a female may be acting, or how a male may be acting, or how your friend may be acting, or how your coworker may be acting, like this go by all means, this goes way outside of like just a male and female
Yep.
relationship. This is like relationship period.
Yes.
You have toxic friends that don't give you self-worth. You have toxic family that doesn't show you encourage your self-worth. You have toxic coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And the internet is a jungle. Like, it's a jungle out there.
It
You
is.
ever heard Jumanji? You know, that is the
Yeah.
internet. That's the internet. It's chaos. It's chaotic. So it's like you may not find these things around. So the typical answer would be surround yourself with people who are like-minded. Okay, Karen.
Not Karen.
Yes. But the fact is, I think the main point, what you said, is like you have to subtract yourself for a little bit and communicate. I don't know if you have to do yoga. I don't know if you got to do meditation. I don't know if you have to channel your African mothers from generations ago.
Okay.
But you have to searching and searching.
And you know what? I think what's also important with what you said, I'm going back to when you said boundaries, because I'm thinking of my own experience. And I put up some, I'm not going to say like a fight, but I'll say like this. You know how people say, okay, be like an onion and just like reveal the layers one by one. Yeah. So I was upfront in my relationship with Akeem. When we first started, I said, these are the things that I will stand for. These are the things I will not stand for, etc., etc. And it's one thing to say those things, but I often find that when people say, I will not stand for this thing, when it happens, they're still standing.
Oh, stand up.
And my mom always taught me that if you tell a child something, and I'm not saying that men are children, so let me just set that disclaimer, but my mom often told me, because I used to babysit, she said, if you tell us...
It's factual. We could actually prove that. Is my mic on?
I guess that
prove that, honey.
My mom said, if you tell a child something, stick to your word. So if you tell the child, if you drag the tablecloth, I'm going to hit you. If they drag the tablecloth, hit them because you told them what would happen. So if I look at you, if I look at you and I say, if you run out on road and do whatever, I'm going to leave. And you run out on road and do whatever, and I'm still standing here. That means that whatever else I said, you ain't taking none of my word as true.
Serious. Because, I think sometimes we speak quickly, right? And I know the single cheese, I'm a single cheese, right? The cheese stands alone, right? And I know that people have asked me before, yo, if your man cheats on you, are you leaving that doggy? Or if you get a busway, or if he takes your money, or he does whatever, something horrible, right?
Yeah.
They always ask you, they want you to like answer now. But the fact is, I won't know until I'm in that situation, because I won't know how much I love that person, what we've been through, why he did it, so I think sometimes it's like, I could be bad all by myself kind of attitude. They try, but like, girl, please.
I am firm. Whatever I said I will not stand for, I will take up myself and I will leave. Granted, I mean, we've revisited talking some of these stuff, and we've been hypothetical, like, oh, if this happened, what would you do? But I kid you
Oh, I
not,
just
if Akeem was here, I would have him come on to be a witness. When I say
can I get a witness?
good, goodbye. And that's just me knowing my worth. And
Right,
maybe
right.
it's also because of the dynamics that I've had in within my family, where I do have a lot of nuclear family structures within
Yeah.
my entire family, where it's like, well, my father didn't do it, my uncle didn't do this, so I'm thinking to myself, you must cannot do it. If you and then I have the, if you
Did
say you
Jesus
love
do
me,
it? Did
okay,
Jesus do it?
and if you say you love me the way you love me, sir, why would you? So I feel like when you don't stick to your words in certain instances, that may be, I guess, the doorway to someone just being like, okay, well, I can do whatever because it doesn't matter,
Yeah,
because
she said that, but
I
she
can
don't
still,
mean it,
exactly, I can still, I'm still sleeping in the bed.
which means you're taking advantage of that person's closeness. Or sometimes I love receipts. Like I need the receipts, man. Oh yeah, you said that? Sometimes I just want to record. I've never done it, but like,
Record what, like a conversation?
yo,
Girl, do it. I mean,
because some of the people that I talk to, it's like they always want to recall a situation
and
and
they recall it
tell
incorrectly.
Jesus, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
and what now? What now? So you said what you had to say. How are we gonna fix this?
Yeah.
But no, you just want to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you don't want to fix it.
Mm-mm.
I've had enough of that. I've had
Mm-mm.
enough of talking. In 2021, if you're not an action-based person and your mouth is not aligning with your actions,
Oh, you might as well just be an action figure. Tiffany's looking for an action figure because you need the actions to it. It
yeah,
makes sense.
figure, okay,
Okay.
figure.
Yeah, it makes
It's
sense.
just it's annoying, and I didn't realize how I hate to use the word annoying. I'm so Canadian, aka Toronto based. That annoying is a great word,
It is.
but it's just uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable with how things go uh, when that happens in certain situations with certain people and certain
Mhm.
things they say. It's a trigger, and I'm
Ooh.
like, this is a rabbit hole,
Mhm.
and I'm not going down there with you. You can wallow,
Okay.
and sometimes it comes across like I'm being withdrawn from a situation. And the fact is, yeah, I'm withdrawing from the pettiness
Mhm.
and from you trying to prove that you're right. Because for whatever reason, we're here at this juncture and we
Mhm.
need an action plan to move past this. What is it?
Yes.
You said what you said, I said what I said. Now, what's the action plan to get past? And unfortunately, some of the people want to stay there. So I'm like, set up your family camp, sir.
Oh.
Man, people, set it up. Put your brick and mortar there. Come on.
Wow.
But I will not
Mm.
stay for the tomfoolery.
I support it. I support it. Um, I mean, you heard me. And I appreciate that. And I really hope that no matter what situation, you really won't stay for the tomfoolery.
I'm not staying. Like
I,
I'm
can't-
I'm
I
literally
can't have any more. I can't have any more friends sitting around for the tomfoolery because right now I'm just fed up. I can't because I can't
honestly,
keep up. I don't know
I'm
what's
just
happening.
there collecting my luggage and moving out emotionally. That's what's been going on with me. So it's like,
Ooh, I have a question though because
oh, I'll find another word.
you said that if when your guy friends or girlfriends would ask you, what would you do in this situation and blah blah blah, and then you said you don't know um
Until you're in the situation.
exactly, and you may love the person, but did or does the person love you if they're doing these things to you?
That is what they must say. I love and care. 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 But you not care. You don't really care. Because if you care, you would do what I ask you to do. And you would say what I want you to say and mean it.
Yes. So
I first of all,
I,
I'm so sorry. I'm not Jamaican, but I just
this is good. Mind you, the first week, I think it was the first week, or maybe within the first month of Kim and I being married, someone called me and they said, I have a question for you. If Akeem cheats on me, and this is like within the first month of us being married, if
mm.
I would end the relationship. I said, absolutely. Then they said, if you had children. I said, absolutely.
Really?
They said, the children are like young and blah, blah, blah. You have a house, a mortgage.
That's another kind of word.
Absolutely. I am leaving Akeem. They're like, no, you have to wait till you're in the situation. I said, absolutely not. Because if Akeem feels as though he can go out on road while me had the bag of picking them in the house, okay, sir. Absolutely
Excuse me,
not.
sir. 1 minute, sir.
I said, absolutely not. And I said, these are things that I discussed prior to getting married. Now, I'm not telling anybody anything. I'm not getting in anybody's business. If you want to live your life that way, that's great. But I'm saying for me, I know that that's not something that I could live with or deem.
No, as for me and my house.
Thank you. We're serving the Lord, and there are just certain things that just ain't gonna happen. And
Mm.
if it does, the repercussion, the results are already made clear. This and this is
Wow. When
how
you speak, I just feel like you know the hymn song "I Shall Not Be Moved."
yes,
Wow.
I'm the tree planted by the water. I am not moving. Okay. There's just certain things where I know that
I'm gonna buy it.
I deserve this level. You can exceed this level, great. But what you're not gonna
You
do is come below.
deserve it.
Okay.
Listen, guys, have you been counting the songs? Count them one
I
by one.
really think they should. And if you hadn't been, just go back and
Count them.
count it because I
Count
feel
the
like
waves, sis.
we've
Count them.
reached a new record. This is probably the most.
No, because this is what it is. Keep a song in your heart. Go on God's errands,
Like a
right?
true pathfinder. Wow. You better salute. Okay. I shouldn't technically because I'm not wearing my beret, but you have on a hat. You see? I know.
Wow.
Okay.
So, just for the record, guys, Akeem has done nothing. He's a great
Oh,
guy.
absolutely. I mean,
And
I'm still
he's
here.
living his life for the Lord.
I'm here, right? So y'all know if you don't see this picture in the background, I'm joking. I'm not even gonna use the picture because it was gifted by my parents. Uh,
Mm.
Anywho, yes, Akeem has not done anything. We are in like marriage bliss. Is that what they call it? I'm not gonna call it the honeymoon phase because it's real life. There are things that happen in real life. Like we still work, we still do stuff. This is marriage bliss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but I've made my rules clear. That's all I was trying to say. Like there are certain
Yeah.
things that Deandra,
And
OD.
you know what? More power to you. I have not been in a lot of relationships. I've been in a lot of situationships, and I've not ever experienced someone wanting to choose me. And so I never even felt completely
Mm-hmm.
satisfied because it's always like, yo, Tiff, you know you're better than this. This guy's he's not
Mm-hmm.
waste.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's wasting time. Like they're not willing to pass a border for you. They're not trying to, you're not being introduced. I used to call myself and hear me out, hear the explanation,
Oh no.
but the night nurse, because every time the guy wanted to talk to me, it was at night or it was after hours when the people them are sleeping in heavenly peace.
No. Red flags, red flags.
Right? You came to my church, you met my family, you came into my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know nobody.
Mm-mm.
Nobody, baby,
My
connected
God.
to you. That's crazy. I'm like, you don't want me. I
Mm-hmm.
know You're my little secret. I'm nobody's secret, eh?
Child.
And it's worse when people they see you with each other and they're like, "Yo, is that your boyfriend?" I'm like, technically, is a no for me.
Don't know.
It's
Okay.
a no. So I was like, yeah, no. So, anyways, your self worth is right in the middle there, where there lies frustration and annoyance and uncomfortability for you to move to get to a place where you are aligned and blended and
Yes.
harmonized.
I agree with that. And I absolutely like that explanation. I also feel like part of the reason why I'm at where I'm at right now is because when I was dating this guy before Akeem, who I thought was like the one back
The
then, like,
one.
oh
Who
my
is that guy? I
God,
want to see the one.
you not. Um, um, it's okay though, because we're both married, living separate lives. It's great. But at the time, I'm gonna put his business on the street, child. It's also my business, so I have full right to share it.
I wish I had some.
My, I think I would say my self worth.
The laundry out on the street today. Just
This is so good. That reminds me of "Dirty Laundry" by Kelly. Dirty laundry, dirty laundry. Yes. So
not ready for us.
he he told me, like, you're the one, I love you, blah 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 blah. And you're like, oh my gosh,
You're the one for me.
this is good. Yeah, pretty much like that, right? So you're thinking, okay, this is gonna be great. Then got up in his phone, and I'm not the person to like check phones. It was I took a picture and I'm scrolling through the pictures, then I see a picture and I'm like, who the hell is this? You know?
Is this your cousin? Is this a missionary?
Not a
It's come
mission,
to save the lives of the people.
right? See that? Anyways, I'm like, man, because I'm that person. I'm like, okay, I don't care, whatever. Yeah, you are the one in my mind, but anything can happen. Because what am I, 19, 20? Please. But at the time, I had the mindset like, oh, I'm going to get married young like my parents did, and blah, 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 blah. So fast forward to a month later, I go away to school. I come back from school and I'm at church. Man, memories. I'm in the basement talking with some other girls, and the girl comes and opens up her mouth and she's like, yeah, so I'm now with, says the name of the guy that I'm with on a long distance relationship. And I'm like, is it okay? Wow. So I'm sitting there listening
Is
to
that so? That's such a
all the tea. And I said, I thought he had a girlfriend. She said, no, he said he doesn't, blah, blah, blah. And I said, the church boys. Went right upstairs and I said, don't call me, don't text me, we are through. I've had enough of you. Just like that, I looked at my dad and I said, we'll work on it. Mm-hmm. I said, Daddy, let's go. Went home. The pastor at the church of the time saw me and he's like, is everything okay? I said, pray for me because I might just do something that is not holy and godly in this holy place. So
the word that you were looking for, does it rhyme with Bill?
Good answer. Good answer. So left, took my time and my space. And then he came back in my phone after I said, don't call me, don't text me. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I love you. I never meant to hurt you. Never meant to make you cry. But tonight. Okay. So I said, no. Like I was adamant. I said no. But then I'm not going to say the Lord softened my heart. I don't know what did. But I said, okay, this is my business. And I went back into that relationship.
Into the dungeon?
Okay. I went into the relationship, but I also felt like I wasn't fully there. Like I had one foot in and one foot out the door. So
you were apprehensive. So you honestly, personally, I thought you had no business going back.
Agreed, 100%. I was there for probably 4 months, but then you have to remember back then too. It's not like we were seeing each other, doing nothing. Like this was me texting you, like, "Oh, you're the person I talk to last when I go to bed." Okay,
It
great.
should be Jesus.
Okay, thank you. That's why it didn't work out.
That's why it didn't work.
God is a jealous God, so you
He's
know.
a jealous God.
So yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
once after experiencing something like that, where I said I would never, and then I went back in it, and I also saw how it was and how I felt, and that I wasn't 100% committed to that relationship again. I said I can't ever do that with any other guy in any other situation. Once it's done, it's done. And once you've done something like that, I can't go back.
You know, during the pandemic,
Okay.
those little buggers just came out the woodworks. Like people who I said never would I ever get back with a top 10, texting. Look at it. I said, why are you coming in here? I said, this is crazy. It's the devil. It's the devil.
Because
I
the devil find work for either hand, and he wasn't working. So
It was not working because there is a reason. And so this is what happened. I do these things where I will block. God blocked it.
he wouldn't.
Okay. And so I blocked him and then I unblocked him. And then I was like, he said none but two words. And I'm
Uh-uh.
like, this is why your tail was
In the
blocked.
first
And
place.
I blocked him again. I said to him, you ain't listening, you ain't learning.
Oh
There's
man.
a reason.
Hmm.
There is a reason. And I feel like when I emotionally exhaust myself or allow myself to be emotionally exhausted, I'm like,
Yep.
I have to wash my hands. Like,
Mhm.
women, these are pilot. I which one of them I wash them hands? It's
Oh,
like I'm done.
yeah.
Stick a fork in me, I'm done. So but yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I feel like between the two of us, it clearly seems as though we know our self worth,
I collect it by the situation.
which is good. I
I
mean,
yeah, yeah.
is there any advice we can give people
Well,
who maybe struggling?
struggle, Gila, struggle. Way. You know, from one struggling melanated beauty
To another.
to another. Um, it's hard to know yourself because sometimes we know ourselves through situations.
Hmm.
Um, and so I think in all fairness, sometimes I understand why people just stay in a situation to understand themselves, but there are those who don't need to stay in a situation to understand themselves. They don't even need to walk down the crooked path
Mm.
to know that they're going to trip. They just know it's a no. So it's understanding what you want. Because I will say, like, see how you had your list of things. Well, I don't want this. I want this. I shall not be moved. Well, I actually didn't know uh, a lot about myself because I still mentally, I feel like I still haven't been chosen, and I don't feel like it's an official relationship because I haven't been chosen and I'm still learning myself.
Then you have to choose yourself. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Because
I'm choosing.
you have to take that time. I took
I
4
received,
years of like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like
but
I was
I didn't.
flirt a little one too, but I gave nobody my the fullness of my heart or any emotional ties. There was
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
your
that
connection.
was definitely it. It was a lot of emotional ties, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the crap is going on? Like, what? What the crap?
Yeah.
because it's like,
It's a lot.
you didn't want this. You wanted it because you thought you wanted it. Fools gold. You
Hmm.
thought you wanted it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to make something work when one person is really trying.
Whew. Child,
Two
ain't that
people
a
have to want to try, right? And there's so many signs that I look back now and I'm like, yo, what are you doing, girl?
hindsight is
You saw
2020?
it and you saw it again. You said you would not. You said, girl, not me, girl. And here you are, like a puppy, like because you're still in it. And so I realized that in this situation that I'm speaking about, the person knew exactly what they wanted and I did not.
Hmm.
And that helped me understand what I wanted from what I was seeing.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And I sure as hell don't want that.
Yep.
And then the question came, why are you still here? He said this. He did this.
Yep.
Why are you here, sis?
I'm
Because
head
all
out.
the people see on the outside, on the outskirts, is, yo, he's such a good person.
Hmm.
He's a good person. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I'll leave that good person for somebody else. And it's funny. So this is also a little bit of the saving grace. And this is just petty Tiffany coming out because it's fun sometimes.
Yes.
But like all his ex-girlfriends got married after dating him.
Wow. And I
So
bet he
mine
hasn't.
is not with him.
I bet he still hasn't realized that they've all gotten married after dating him.
Now he would, I don't know if he would admit that, but it's like, and the fact is, he is a great guy. But I think some of our men, and I wish we had, a male representative. Our men are damaged. I totally understand. They don't have good. He doesn't have a good example
Mm-hmm.
at all, and so that makes him extra cautious,
Yep.
right? So the baby steps are like smaller than baby steps.
Yep.
You'll crawl.
Yep.
And so you don't have a good example. I don't know who you're speaking to seek good wisdom, right? And I don't,
Mm.
and he admitted that he was scared. And I'm like, well, I'm scared too, but I still go through a menstrual cycle every month. And I weather the storm. So it's like, do you, and I hear this a lot from men, like I don't want to make this about a woman and a man thing, but
Mhm.
like I always hear this and it saddens my heart. Like, I'm not ready, I'm not there yet. And the fact is, you will never be all there when you enter into a relationship. You're going to be your paramount self at that time. And the expectation for me personally is that you will continue to grow. And because we're both two growing people, we now have to embrace the changes of one another
Mhm.
each and every day because you never
Exactly.
stop learning your partner. But the
Yes.
men that are still scared. And I'm like, well, who is going to brave the storm?
Okay.
Who is going to dare to be a Daniel?
No, Daniel.
Who?
Tell me
Turn to your neighbor and say, who?
who? Who? Who? Tell me when to stop.
God,
Who?
my God, in the back on the balcony.
Who?
So
No.
it's just like, and I in the midst of those things is where I found my self worth, and it was there. I just had to pick it up and dust it off.
Yes.
Like, you hung this up. Why? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like what you just mentioned is so profound because oftentimes as females, I don't think we take even a 2 second to try and see,
What
what
am
are
I?
they going through? And are they going through the exact same thing? And you mentioned some very key points. Who's the representation? Who are they looking up to? Who is showing them how to be that man to step
Who
out
can I run
to fill this empty space?
Who can I run to when I need love?
Yeah.
Because it's not him.
Okay. But you're
Get a
absolutely right.
girl.
They need to, I guess, recognize that within themselves as well.
Yeah.
And
It's
be
like
more open about it.
pride on question. And so to bring that answer out, because I'm like, I know you're scared. Just say you're scared. Just say it. Just say it so we can get past it.
Yes.
But it's always an excuse. Is this a story? And I'm like,
And then society may have been, I mean, I'm putting some blame on society, the one that conditioned them to be this way, because there's this idea that a man
yes,
is going to be strong and strapping and you're not going to get emotional
I
and
can
you're going to
understand that.
you have all these things on your shoulders, and then you don't want to get into a relationship and then cry, because then it's like, oh, she may think that
Cry, even tell, even my.
but who cares? So he might be like, okay, wow, this movie, this rom-com was like amazing and I love it. Or he may want to just watch rom-coms, but because you want to watch action movies, he's like, oh, let's watch the action. But that's also because that's how
Action.
not that this is so good.
Lyrics. I don't know all the words.
I don't know that one. I just know da 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 da. That's
right?
not the actual lyric. But yeah, so it's very interesting. It's very interesting how many things play a role in your self-worth. And I feel like each person you interact with add a certain value to it, because there are some people you interact with and you just don't care about them. So even if they said whatever, you're like, and you are. But the people who you value in your life, they actually impact your self-worth, which 100%. Impacts your self-confidence.
So a great practice, you were saying give advice, and I just remembered this. So a bunch of us at my church, we organized, actually it was my brother-in-law and my friend, organized this thing called youth retreat. And one of the times that we brought these children out, honestly, it's probably 13 to like maybe 18. Okay. And then the rest, if you're older than that, you're deemed a counselor. A camp counselor. So anyways, we were speaking about, one of our themes is your identity and your self-worth. And so a lot of people didn't really understand, because you're working with different groups of people, right? Different ages, and they didn't really understand good qualities about themselves. And so what we did is we went around in the circle, and we would say, let's say there's 10 people or 11 people in the circle, we would say 10 good things about that one person.
Wow.
Yeah. And we went around and we took the time to go around and really encourage and embrace who that person was. And, we've seen these children flourish. The ones who were a little quiet, they really got their spunkiness, and they really sort of broke out of their shell. They spoke a little more. They cracked a smile a little more, knowing that there are good things about me. I am worth it. I am worth the time. I'm worth the energy. I am worth crossing 1,000 seas.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Who you telling?
Oh my. But it's like, you, in that sense, yes, you have to, I guess the reinforcement would be surrounding yourselves with people who are able to nurture your self-worth. But as you so eloquently put it, you want to transform your mind, renew your mind. There's a verse in the Bible that really speaks about renewing your mind, right? Create me, another one that says, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit. a new spirit, right? And the thing is, your heart, your soul, your mind, they all work together. And
Yeah.
so sometimes we need to, um, when it comes to self-doubt and
Mhm.
lack of self-worth, we need to kill that and renew it, right? And sometimes it might not be a one-time thing at a youth retreat. It might be
Yeah.
something that you need to do daily, something
Ongoing.
that you need to see constant reminders of that say, think positive, be positive, you're worth it,
Hmm.
you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're anointed, you
Yeah.
have purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Holy Ghost. I saw something like that where it was saying you put sticky notes on your mirrors,
My
or
bathroom.
yeah. So when you go in the bathroom, or if you have a mirror in your room and you wake up and it's the first thing you see, right? So, and the sticky notes say like you're beautiful or you're amazing, like all the things that you just said. And it brings me back to Girls Trip. I don't know if you remember that movie, but in Girls
Why the
Trip,
first thing I thought about Girls Trip was the man who showed his.
okay, at the motel, okay, yes, but in the Girls Trip movie, she had to put all that stuff on mirrors because she was going through something where she had low self-esteem because her man was doing something to her husband, her partner in life, because they were building a future together. He
No,
had,
they were building it for the people out in the world. They
yes,
were not building it. It was dead inside.
yes, but the
And that's
people,
why me and optics have a bad relationship.
uh-uh,
Taking a picture, I'm like, that's a picture. That's a moment. That's a millisecond.
yep. What's up
And
with
you
the
don't know
picture
how many milliseconds it took, how many pictures
to get that one?
to get the one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were truly happy, you would just take that one picture because this was the moment. Because after I like smiled, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. And now
Yeah,
the moment has passed.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I do believe that outside of what you're saying, try those sticky notes, people. It may be a good reinforcer or reinforcement
Yeah.
tool or whatever the word is to remind yourself that you are all these things so that you won't settle for anybody calling you anything less.
Right. So what I have, I actually have it written in a dry eraser marker.
Mm-hmm.
It and I had this last year and I was like, I need this year. It said, I am covered, I am
Mm-hmm.
blessed, I am prosperous. And so every time I go to brush my teeth, to wash my face, I
Mm-hmm.
see those things. Sometimes I'm not reading it, but subliminally,
Yeah, yeah, it gets in there. Especially
yeah,
if you already know what it says. Once you even see that little through your peripheral vision, the board, that's it. It's there.
right,
And
right.
sometimes we have to remind ourselves, like you said, you got to encourage yourself. You can't be waiting on the people on road to be doing it for you. Encourage yourself. I mean, now I'm not telling you to be all boastful and be like, I'm all that and a bag of chips, even though some people may still receive it that way.
I will still tell you to get it, girl.
Okay, get it, girl. I think I think this is good. I mean, I feel like by now you should have an inkling of what it means to know your worth and
Yeah,
how you can really
that's the word.
emphasize and push that in your life so that nobody not take you for idiot, so that no one is
No
for
idiot
you.
here. No
Exactly. It's
idiot.
the air for me. No. Phenomenal. So let us know in the comment section below what you think about self-esteem and self-worth and self-confidence. How have you been emulating your self-confidence or projecting it so that people can see it? What is it that you do? And if you can give us some advice, tips, tools, because like Tiff said, we're here to learn. Every day, learn something new. We're willing to do it. So, till next time, we are thought provoking,
Thought provoking,
motivational,
motivational,
inspirational.
inspiration.
This is good. Thanks for watching. That's Just TMI. Bye.
Inspirational.
It's the vibrato.